Hello, my name is Justin Adams, and welcome to Jay's Days, or should I say, welcome back to my Spielberg reviews, the time I pick certain Spielberg movies, and I watch them and review them for your own viewing pleasure. Today, I am reviewing something that, here, let me just name it off. So, directed by Steven Spielberg, of course. Screenplay by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. I don't know who those guys are. Oh yeah, I do. Robert Zemeckis is the guy that wrote and directed Back to the Future with Bob Gale. And directed Forrest Gump.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Music by John Williams. Okay, Jaws, Star Wars, everything that's amazing in this world.
So I'm as surprised as they are.
Hey, what's going on? Give me some more. The cast list. John Belushi. John Belushi? What? Oh. Okay, SNL, he's amazing. Hilarious, comic genius. Dan Aykroyd, hey, he's not doing good right now, but John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd in one movie together, that must be something special.
Do that again.
And then John Candy. Directed by Steven Spielberg, screenplay by Robert Zemeckis, Bob Gale, music by John Williams, with John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, and John Candy. Tim Matheson is also in it. Tim Matheson? What? This movie sucks.
Escape into a world of fantasy away from my parents, who I love and who are alive, and having a great time.
Steven Spielberg,
Steven Spielberg.
Guys, 1941 is, well, look at this cover and try not to get intrigued. It says John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd are in it. They were the comedic duo. They were the Key and Peele of the 70s and 80s. They started on SNL and they went on to do the Blues Brothers. Oh, and that skyrocketed and flights. Boom! Their careers went up. This movie should have been good, man. This movie should have been good. But then listen to the story and then think, how did this attract anybody? It's like a few days after Pearl Harbor. The Japanese are like, we need to bomb something else. So they decide, let's bomb Hollywood. And during this, there is all of these intertwining stories, comedy stories, I guess. One involving John Belushi, a crazy pilot, Dan Aykroyd, a sergeant, this platoon that is involving John Candy and other people. And there's this dude who wants to dance with this girl, but this girl keeps getting there's guys watching Dumbo. Everyone else is losing their shit at the end. The Japanese are coming by. Tim Matheson is trying to have sex with this girl who really loves planes. And this movie is somehow directed by Steven Spielberg.
December 1941. The California coast. The Japanese had just bombed Pearl Harbor. A nation's heroes were on the alert.
Look, you guys are Japs up! The dummy's right.
California could be next.
What did I shoot there? I don't know! This is war. Oh, God.
A country's honor was at stake. The lives of millions would be protected by a brave few. This is their story.
Excuse us, ma'am.
From the director of Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The most explosive comedy spectacular ever filmed.
What the hell do you people think you're doing?
And it amazes me that it's directed by Steven Spielberg, because it is like the only Spielberg-like thing in this movie first like 5 minutes because it literally recreates Jaws. The same actress too. I don't remember. She swims and then, but instead of a shark attacking her, the Japanese ship takes her. It's funny and I like that. I think that's funny. And some of the things in this movie, I can see it may be working, but it's just like the idea of trying to make comedy out of this horrible situation at this time in our country, right after Pearl Harbor, one of the worst things to ever happen. And so Steven Spielberg is like, let's make a comedy out of this. And it's like, what? Now, something that I will say to defend it in its honor is that I watched the theatrical version. I have it on Blu-ray, so I have the availability to watch both the theatrical version and the extended version, but the theatrical version is already an hour and 59 minutes, so 2 hours, and the other one is 25 minutes longer. And according to Steven Spielberg, that's his version. Like, that's the one that he wants people to see. But, dude, literally have to, because I need to see if it's a little bit better, because this movie's a mess, like a huge, colossal, just fucking mess. Just nothing is happening. Like, nothing is happening, yet there are so many things happening, if that makes sense. Like there are these things that I guess you're supposed to be attached to and attracted to, but you're just not. You're literally just thrown right into these stories. This one dude wants to dance, so he's dancing and he's cooking things. This other dude wants to have sex with a pilot, so he goes after the pilot. The other guy is a crazy person who keeps getting into these crazy situations until he finds out about these torpedoes and this ship and the Japanese. But this movie really does, like, it's like, okay, let's not make a joke out of this. Come on, guys, this isn't... And the ending is like, so it's supposed to be like uplifting, like these guys are, it's gonna be a long war. Dun, 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 dun. It's like, what? That's depressing. This is not funny, and I just like that. I did a little bit of research on it, and it says that what I read is that it's actually based on something that happened in Los Angeles. So it's kind of not inspired by anything true at all, but it's inspired by something that was gonna happen. It was like a conspiracy type thing with all these soldiers. Let's talk about the budget really quick, because the budget must have been huge, and I heard this movie's the box office flop. Yeah, its budget was $35 million and it only made $94.9 million, but that's after like Close Encounters and Jaws, which probably made buku bucks. So it was pretty much a financial and critical dud. And I don't blame, like, it looked like, I'm surprised $35 million, like, you can tell times have changed because they were destroying houses. It looked like a huge budget. That's it, guys. That's all I think about 1941. Maybe I'll do another version where I watch the extended version. Maybe I'll have some more things about the movie, but I highly doubt that I will do it. I don't know if I'll have the energy to sit through 2 hours and 25 minutes of this movie again. But I probably will, actually, because I think that it would build a better perspective of what Steven Spielberg was going to do instead of doing Spielberg reviews. I want to see what was going on in his head when he was doing this movie. Alright, guys, that's what I think about 1941, the theatrical version. Stay tuned for my review of the extended cut. I'll have more information, and my review for Duel. Maybe an Indiana Jones movie, I'm not sure. I'm going to try to stay away from those. Maybe Close Encounters, I'm not sure. We'll figure something out. Alright, guys, stay tuned, like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Yes!
Dan Aykroyd, Ned Beatty, John Belushi, Lorraine Gary, Murray Hamilton, Christopher Lee, Tim Matheson, Toshiro Mifune, Warren Oates, Robert Stack, Treat Williams.
I can assure you, there will be no bombs dropped here.
Boy, that was fun!
Universal Pictures and Columbia Pictures present an 18 production of a Steven Spielberg film, 1941.